Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it's about time to start a short novel called Narcissu. So yeah, back at some time I actually grabbed Narcissu 1 and 2 basically on like Steam sale or something, so I felt like I'm ahead with recording for Fata Morgana and for Rewrite, so let's just go to Narcissu and see what this is all about, because I remember watching opening for Narcissu when I've been doing tier list for openings for visual novels that you've suggested. I'm sad already. She gave up. Is it hospital? You are not allowed to make me cry from the opening, okay? And I feel pain already. Is it like counting days? These maps, she wanted to see the world, she's looking at the maps. Maybe she knows she's dying and she's like on her last travel around like world and stuff. We are playing this. And I've cried during the opening, during the song, so I'm ready for whatever it's going to throw at me. Maybe. But I hope you will enjoy the ride and you will join me for this. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Let's just go. Oh, I play. Okay, so first or second? Let's go with the first, I guess, right? Okay. What are these? Oh, this is the translation. I don't know. Okay, you probably see some cuts, but I'm like checking like whatever, which one did what. So I think I will go with the GP32. It's apparently a little bit of like more like rephrasing and it's like smoother to read, so I think I will pick this one. Aegis is more like, you know, original Japanese text basically. It's more like direct translation, but I think like we can go into like in between a little bit and have it like a little bit more like smoother experience, you know, to have it like easier to read. So I think we'll go with this one. So let's go. And let's go with voiced. Okay. Oh, whoa, we are starting heavy. Whoa. Spring 1996, Satsumi. Even so, I attended elementary school like all the others, and during summer breaks, I often played until I was utterly tanned. June, shortly after my entry into middle school. The day after I ordered a swimsuit for use the next month. My first hospitalization. On a day just before the first semester midterms. On a day when the first drops of rain were so cruelly cold. This is already sad. What the Falling from amidst the pure white of the overcast sky. Of course. The first time it happened, all my classmates came to visit me almost every day. And when I was released, they even came to my house on weekends to play. But that was only the first time around. Okay. This is going to be heavy, isn't it? Autumn into winter, winter into spring. A vicious cycle. Hospitalization, release, clinics, and hospitalization again. This is going to hit me on so many levels because I've been, when I was a kid, I've been kinda in a similar situation, I would say. I don't know exactly what is happening here yet, but I also have like a story of like, you know, being in hospital, then having like constant checkups and stuff like this. So I spent most of my childhood in hospitals, basically. And before I knew it, even the classmates I once called friends turned into acquaintances. And then into strangers. Oh, that's the worst what can happen. When you are like need actually emotional support. As if every changing of seasons and was being erased from their collective memory.
どうやらいい気がしないらしい。普通に生きている人にとって私の存在
No.
だから消されたようだった。いくつもの季節、白い梅雨空を誰とも言葉を交わす必要もなく過
The
ごす。
sound of rain is extremely loud, by the way, I know. That makes music effect volume like lower. Okay.
私の英語の教科書は1年生の中間テスト以降まっさらな状態だった。
So she weren't even like
私の時間も止まったらしい。
able to learn anything. This is when my time seems to come to an end. Stage now, 24. Yearly 2004 protagonist. 8 years later. Okay. Protagonist. Summer. Flowing sweat. Summer. Flowing sweat. The gigantic electromagnetic scoreboard in the driver's license examination facility lit up all at once. My eyes and everyone else looked for our respective numbers. 237, 237. End of some 8 column of elite text. Sure enough, my examination number was shining in the midst. A nearly empty train car, perhaps thanks to a beautiful afternoon. Almost alone in the train car, I was heading back home from the examination hall. Okay, what's wrong with her? Also, I don't think we had her name, right? Or did they miss it? My left hand held a new traffic regulation handbook, and my breast pocket held my brand new driver's license. Oh, okay, so she actually managed to grow and survive, it seems. So what is wrong with her? So now I've got a license as well. I muttered somewhat happily, but there was no strong feeling behind it. I never particularly wanted to drive a car. I never particularly had any motive for it. It was just that my colleagues and the Technical Institute both recommended that I at least get a driver license. That night, when I told my parents that I'd gotten my license, they merely replied with an I see. And when I asked if I can borrow the car just for a test run, they instantly and crudely said just one thing. No. Okay, what is the situation? While I didn't really want to drive the car or anything, the response was all too expected. Those were my parents for you. That's a shit parents. The next day, I awoke with chest pain and went to the hospital. She had like some kind of like heart disease? I mean, okay, if that's the case, then maybe actually, yeah, like driving a car wasn't the best idea, but they could like at least like go with her, you know? To drive slowly and to keep everything safe. Just to let her do it. Sickness and I generally had nothing to do with each other, which is why I found the ER waiting room to be utterly boring. And just when I thought they were through examining me, they ordered an X-ray and some blood tests. Then they left. And again I was left, waiting for a long time. I already polished the 3 volumes of Shonen Jump. It was just about to start on the 4th when they admitted me to the hospital right then and there. Okay, and it seems that my new license, which still lay snugly in my breast pocket, would have to wait a long time for its turn to come. So she's been admitted when she was like in the middle school, and 8 years later. So middle school is like what, like 10, 11, 12, something like that. So she's like 18, 19, 20, something around this. So she survived. I assume like some kind of like heart problems, because she said like something about heart before here. Also, scrolling up does not give me the backlog. So I don't think we have backlog in this game. I will just have to remember what they said, which is impossible for me. Anyway, out in 2004, okay. Right around when the all too noisy cicadas had finally gone silent, I once again found myself in the hospital as per usual. I came and went, a futile cycle. My first surgery was a month before, okay, she gets surgery. After that I started doing the 5-minute commute to and from hospital by mopped. And from then on, I was hospitalized, discharged, ordered to clinic, and hospitalized again and again and again. I still had no clue what a PET or IRESA stood for. In no time at all, several months had already passed. To be honest, I don't know too, and I'm very curious, so I'm going to check what that means. So these are terms that the doctor is probably mentioning and she doesn't know them. And I don't know if they will be explained, and I don't think I will pause this series like instantly after I finish recording, so I'm probably not going to learn this from you, but maybe. You can let me know in the comments, just in case. But actually, you know what, I'll just check. 1 second. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be hard. So PET is just scan. IRESA is like type of lung cancer that is spreading to other organs. Something like that. Oh. Okay, don't cry yet. This is nothing. As my appetite, I'm too sensitive for this. Ah. Have you watched my Little Bastards plaything or like actually anything? As my appetite decreased, my medications increased. I could feel my own physical strength atrophying away. I kept imagining that my legs were getting thinner, but the needle of the weight scale rudely informed me, it's just your imagination. And yet I kept looking on at myself with detached interest. She lost her will to live. As if it were happening to somebody else entirely. As if I were looking at the scene on TV or the like. My mind could not grasp what had so suddenly happened to my body. Nothing within me was telling me that it was all real at all. And that's why, even though it was all happening to me, I kept looking on as if it were happening to someone far away. Winter 2004. This is going so fast. A day of winter, around when the Christmas trees had vanished from the stress. I was discharged home as a kind of a year-end treat. It seems like an exercise in total transience, but still it made me slightly happy. I traveled back to home I had not seen in a long time, in the midst of freezing rain. Strangely enough, my entire family was there. My parents, who had never so much as talked to me, came out to meet me, even with terribly stilted smiles. And my little sister, with whom I never had a pleasant word. They made my favorite cream stew and fried shrimp just for me. Oh my god, I knew this is going to be hard since I've watched the opening for this game. When I tier listed this, it's been like, I think second tier list or third. You can try and find this. It's somewhere on like tier list playlist or something. Like visual novel openings. They made me sit at the table. They peeled tangerines for me. They were cruelly kind. It was an impressive display. At this point, a little photo occurred to me about my new driver's license, which was still stuffed away in my pocket. That perhaps things would end for the license without it even having known news. And surrounded by a trio of stilted straight smiles, I kept that thought, as if it were someone else's business, with dispassion, ambiguity, and total disinterest. Okay, the year passed. The new year began, and I returned to the hospital. But on this day, instead of my usual 4F room, I ended up in a conference room of sorts. They took me there. And then, my father and doctor had a little talk. I joined in. Well, they talked to me. So this is their so-called announcement. Oh no. How much time? They said it in a terribly roundabout fashion, but they told me that I was going to die. I see. That was my... Oh my god. With such a disinterest. I'm sorry I'm like that. Oh my god. I'm too emotional. Why did I decide to suddenly play this? Oh my god. That was my only reply. I had no other words. It was the only thing that left my mouth from beginning to end. And the doctor's ballpoint pens flew across paper as if to respond to my words. Those are probably hospice enrollment procedures. Business-like to the last. My father was the same. So it's this simple. It was the only real thought I had. That day I was transferred from 4F to 7F, from 6-person room to a private room. I was a little different from the other wards. It was a little different from the other wards, this 7F. First of all, the floors were sparkling clean. The second of all, the ceiling was higher than I'd ever seen it. The rooms were very nice, and had large windows from which the warm daylight streamed in as by design. But the windows only opened a little. I tested them out, and my head would just barely fit out of one. The color of my ID bracelet had changed as well. The bracelet had I worn even since the first hospitalization, the one that had my name and the blood type recorded on it. Its color had changed from blue to white. I don't know what that means, but it means something terrible. You can let me know in the comments. I don't know. I never had these. Or maybe I had, but I don't remember. What does it mean? A high ceiling. A wide vinyl bracelet. A window that would not open more than 15 centimeters. The TV programs celebrating the new year were still playing when I was transferred to the 7F. It was at the dawn of that very year that I met her. for the first time. Oh. Who?
Narcissus.
Wow, we just had a prologue. That was a prologue?
冬7回
Winter 2005. So almost a year again passed on this floor. Okay. Holy Jesus. So who did you meet? Another cancer patient, I assume? There's this place, kind of like a lounge at the one side of the corridor across from the nurse's station. This generally deserted place had a few couches and chairs, as well as the large TV. Stupid programs commenting the new year were still being broadcasted on that 28-inch screen. And there was a girl who looked absolutely bored watching that absolutely boring TV. Short, in pink pajamas, a white bracelet on her wrist, just like mine. Impressively long hair that almost reached down to her hips. Hey, do you find that interesting? There was no deep purpose in asking, simply I had nothing else to do, so I started talking to her.
別に
Was her only reply to me. She didn't turn to face me at all. And she kept looking on with the boredom at that TV as if it didn't even exist. Then don't watch it. Even as I thought this, I sat down in a chair next to her. And side by side we watched TV. Nothing else to do, nothing we could do. So we sat there silently and watched TV. New Year celebration programs, as per usual. It uses array of comedians and oddities. And every so often, the main character's stupid shrill laughter resounding drearily in this wide, sound-drenched lounge.
あなた
I know her voice from somewhere. I heard this voice somewhere, I think. The girl suddenly started talking to me, but her eyes were as always glued to the TV screen.
あなた何回目
What do you mean by that?
ここに7階に来たの
How many times have you come here? I mean, I think like it's just once, right? You don't go out of the 7F, I think. Unless we count that one time when she went to the Christmas home, but she was on the 4F then. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just like one time, you just come here and you don't leave, I think.
そう初めてなんだね
Okay. So, she seemed like confusion about her question. Come to the right conclusion.
じゃあ他に誰もいないし私の役目だから
Duty?
そういうルールなの
Nodding slightly, she explained that the rule was that someone here, 7F, should tell newcomers the truth. Okay. I knew nothing. I understood even less. And as if I did not even exist, she slowly started her speech.
それじゃあよく聞いてね
Okay. Her words spoken methodically, one by one, were a little different from all the ones I'd heard from the doctors about this place. In their businesslike, crisp syntaxes, they told me this is the place where when one waits for medical advances. This is a place where one heals one heart, and perhaps they might have been correct in the general sense. But according to this girl, that was just a party line. The truth was that this 7F was the only place in the hospital where medical treatments did not take place. It's the place where you waited for your life to come to an end. Those were her words to me. I thought so as well. I'd felt it even before she'd spoken.
私2回目だから。
How could you leave this place and then be in second time? I'm confused. Did you get better suddenly and then get worse again? Second time doing what?
ここに来るの。
And then she explained to me that nobody on 7F stayed here from initial hospitalization all the way until death. Okay. So you're actually leaving this place. While there was zero possibility of being cured, you were sent home if your condition was stable. Oh, okay, that's what she mean. Okay. Okay. But if it worsened again, you would be returned here. The cycle ended only in death. Whenever it was at home or here on 7F, always one of the two were going to die. No way to escape it seemed. And with that meaning, permitting her every word, she informed me that this was her second time up here.
じゃあ一度しか言わないからここからは。
She continued speaking, all the while staring at the blank TV screen. This wasn't idle chit-chat about when lights out was or where the kitchen was or anything like that. That was something completely different. The third time you are discharged home, resign yourself. There won't be fourth time. You will never go home again. Oh my god, that's the worst type of countdown I ever heard. If you ever want to escape, head toward the B station, not the A station. Eat nothing. That is the simplest shortcut. You leave the smallest burden on your family that way. Oh my god. We are really doing this? It was as if she packed to the brim with the matters like those. That was probably an oral tradition, relevant only to those who are going to die, and kept by those who came here for that purpose. Is our protagonist, like this girl, is going to say the same thing to the next person that's going to enter the 7th floor? Oh my god. And the cycle will start over? So this is the duty that you were talking about?
そうよ。いつかあなたも初めて来た人には伝えてね。
Oh my god, I hate this. With those words, she slowly stood up. She casually tossed her long hair, and it grazed my nose.
じゃあ検温の時間だから。
Then she turned her back and started walking down the corridor. Now completely deserted, save for me. The lounge held only the laughter from the TV and the white flowers by the wind still. In the end, she didn't even look at me once. A few days later, New Year's celebrations were over, and the middle and high school students were beginning a new term. Just as ever, she and I sat in this lounge, staring blankly at the TV. This is boring.
そうね。
So we said, but both of us kept our eyes on the screen. Hey, is this place always this way?
質問の意味がわからない。
Like, boring and sad? I'm getting at how it's always deserted. Other than nurses, doctors and help staff, and other than her, I don't see a single person. Did everybody go home for the new year or something? Nope. Just others don't have what you have.
その理由を知りたいの？
Well, I don't mean...
じゃあ言わない。
Okay. We, who disinterestedly tossed back and forth this exchange, could not even be called conversation. The slight breeze coming from the window that would not open more than 15 centimeters. From time to time her hair would sway, and as if agreement, the flowers at the windowsill would too. This was how we killed time, day after day, staring at the boring good-for-nothing TV. Oh, there are the two of you. The elder nurse said as she rushed towards us. From what I've seen of the nurse's station, she was apparently the charge nurse of 7F. Well, Miss Satsumi, any further? Okay, so the bored girl that told us the story, the senior of us, if you think about this, because she's longer here, is named Satsumi. Okay. Got some name finally. Satsumi. So that was her name. You really shouldn't be moving around like this. You understand, everyone's worried about you. Come now, what kind of answer is that? Ah, children these days. And nurse continued to scold and handpack for some while longer. And the girl named Satsumi, just pretended not to notice it at all. She simply stared straight forward at the boring TV, paying that fussy nurse as little heed as she could. Okay, I will be coming later to draw some blood, okay? With those words, the charge nurse went back to the nurse's station. Hey, you know... Well, mind if I call you Satsumi? I asked this as I stared at her white vinyl ID bracelet and the blood type and the name written in the rain. Is something the matter, Satsumi? Huh? Hey, why I'm younger than you? Yeah, like I said, she's like, in a sense, senior here because she's been here longer. It wasn't that I was offended that she called me younger than her. I was just, no matter how I look at it, I thought I was 5-6 years older than she was. That's why I took out my driver license from the breast pocket and handed it directly to her. See, I may not seem it, but I'm 20. So I was correct, around 18 to 20 age. Okay. Also the year passed, so she's been 19. Okay. So I've actually estimated correctly. Wow. She only glanced at my license before handing it back to me. I don't really get what you're saying. Okay. Like, actually, you just like, you look younger? Or you actually mean the... like, being longer in this hospital? She murmured, as expressionlessly as ever. Her eyes were fixed on that boring TV, alright? But it also felt as if she was gazing at something far away. After they'd taken my AM vital signs, I snacked past the nurses and boarded the elevator. When I got to 1F, I walked out the outpatient clinic doors and walked outside the hospital. My goal was the place that I'd been told about not long ago. The faraway B station. Not the nearby A station. Okay. Okay. It wasn't what I wanted to escape or anything. At 7F or at home, none of us died anywhere else. That's what I've been told. In this B station, which the girls named Tatsumi had apparently been at too many times. That's why, at least just once, I wanted to see this place with my own eyes. It's not as if there's going to be guard on the duty. Even so, we're inhabitants of 7F, different from other patients. And thinking of vague maybes, so early in the morning I headed towards the station. My legs settled into the lazy gait as I glanced sidelong at the people commuting to school or work. After 25 minutes of this, I arrived at the front of the station. Roughly 4 bus stops away when I calculated it out. Wait, so she just like left the hospital like fully clothed and just like they just let like they don't pay attention to patients enough. How did that happen that they let her go like that? Like no one like what? Oh, there are a lot of people here. What was my first impression of the station B? I stood out a bit because I was in pajamas. Okay, never mind, she didn't even clothed properly. She just went out to this like train station or something in pajamas. How the hell no one saw her going? What's the hospital staff doing? But I felt that if I could just buy a subway ticket, I would be able to go anywhere. No question about it. I still have no idea why I've been told to go to the station B, not the station A. But it looked like as if it would be easy to escape if I really wanted to. She must have come here many times herself, so why did she remain on 7F right now? Yeah. The station in the early morning. I stood there, thinking those thoughts, as I watched the people rapidly passing me by. That night, after lights out, bored of manga and unable to sleep, I wandered through the hospital alone. Certainly, it wasn't supposed to be loud after lights out, but we, 7F, had a peculiar kind of liberty. So, in the presence of no light, in the pitch black stillness of the lounge, that was where I found her. Hey, have you been looking outside today? Okay. The darkened interior. She did answer me, but she continued to stare out of the window as if she had not. I immediately launched into what had happened today. Oh, by the way, I went out to the station today. The B station, just as you taught me. Okay. But her response did not change. Oh my god, she's so tired of everything. I thought that she'd react with something because she'd been there before too. But now that I've thought about it, did the fact that she was here mean that she had no intention of escaping in the first place? Oh, so you're feeling a bit better and you get like second go away, it seems. Okay. What? She opened her mouth abruptly and spoke as if she's seen right through me. And no one goes for the fourth time, huh? Oh my god. Yeah, I guess. Probably what she was talking about was a temporary discharge from hospital. She told me that nobody was discharged from 7F more than 3 times. Unlike the elderly, given the progress of our diseases, this meant all the more to the young people like us. Her "we may see not each other again" was filled with that kind of meaning. Oh, probably the place to die. Here on the 7F, or at home, or maybe someone else going through the station. Holy decided on? Yeah, I knew it. When that word death came up so abruptly, I was a total of for words. Total loss of words. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
そうまだ1回目だもんね。
She murmured, looking desolate. Certainly, if it wasn't as if I was going to exist here forever. Just like everybody else, I would be admitted and discharged, slowly grow weak, and someday I would have to choose in at the end, here on 7F. Or at the home, surrounded by those fake smiles. Oh my god. Fake smiles. I hate this so much.
私は家は嫌
Oh my god.
だけどここも嫌
So she want to go to the station. Then what will you do?
別に自力で歩けるうちにどこかに行くだけ
Somewhere? You can be. This girl was staying here on the 7F. And she could have escaped anytime she wanted. When I thought of that, do you have any other place to go?
あなた私を引き止めたいの
What?
それとも一緒についてきたいの
Well, no, that wasn't what I was thinking about.
じゃあ聞かないで
I know this voice from somewhere. She was staring out the window as she spoke, dispassionate, not looking at me once, the same as ever. But then, and just then, her usual expression of face looked so very sad to me. I was a newcomer to 7F, just recently taught that the third discharge was the last. And she was the girl who soon was to be discharged for the second time. I still did not feel anything real about what was happening to me, but would I too come to wear such a face someday? The rain in the morning twilight. Sometimes sleet, sometimes snow. Acting calm? I forgot. Oh! I have backlog! It didn't work before. Always coming down. Okay. And I was sitting there watching TV in my usual place. 7F felt as devoid of people as it always had.
面白い
Wow, the roles have changed. Wow, Setsuki. What was her name again? Setsuki? Setsuna? I don't know, I will call her Setsuki maybe. Before that was we as a protagonist asked her that, and now it's her asking us this. No, completely boring. She walked to my side. Saying no more, she sat down in a chair next to me. And that was how we began watching TV on this very day as well. She was probably on the same boat as me. Nothing else to do, nothing we could do. No? I had never seen her respond to the TV before. Is something the matter?
別に
Those were her usual words, but her response was anything but usual. It sounds... It may be weird, but it sounds happier in this voice. Is it like, oh my god, did she just like came to terms with what is happening to her and she decided to like live fully till the end and not just throw in sadness or something like that? And I look at the screen, interested in anything that could move her, so There were nature scenes being displayed on the TV, beautiful hills and the dales, burgeoning with the trees and flowers, and a vast spread of white flowers in the midst. I remember those flowers from somewhere. They looked very similar to the white flowers that decorated the window sills. Could those be the same flowers? You know, the same as those over there? I pointed to the flowers by the window as I said this. Huh? Really?
種類は同じだけど、厳密に言えば違う。
She suddenly sounds kinda different. She glanced at the flowers by the window for a second and then went back to gazing at the TV. She told me that they were different, but I couldn't see the distinction between the two. I think I know what she's meaning. Like, there could be like two things. First, that the flowers in the TV on the hills are free. Basically, the ones here are confined in the place, they cannot leave. So kinda like them, right? And the other thing, the flowers here are cut off, they're going to die, no matter what. Just like them. I may be digging too much into this. I've read too many things to make a lot of theories and stuff. But that's how I see it. You can let me know in the comments what do you think about this scene. That's what I feel like. One of these two things, or maybe both. And it meant nothing to me whether the flowers were the same or different. But what did she mean? Something was this girl who usually never said a word more than she needs to. She was conversing in the rare form today, which was why I decided to follow along. Do you happen to know a lot about them? Flowers, that is?
別に。
Really? But I don't see the difference. The flowers on the screen and the flowers in the vase at her side, to her side. I continued to talk as I stared vacantly at the two. Look. Are those orchids or lilies? See, they're pure white, right? I had no interest, yet I kept trying to make conversation. But she resumed her silence soon enough. Aww. And with her usual lack of expression, she continued staring at the boring TV screen. Okay, that was too much happiness at the same time. Probably started wavering. And just when I turned back to the TV, resigned to the fact that I'd get nothing more out of her.
Narcissus.
Oh. Oh, this is the... Oh, right, these are the flowers! Right! Yeah, there's flower like this, right? What?
ナルキッソスよ。
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know the name for like English for them. So this is pretty much similar as like in my language. Okay. Oh. That's her? I love this CG and I hate this CG at the same time. These eyes, they look like, you know how she like feels like disinterest in everything? Her eyes kinda are like blind, you know, just like having no light in them anymore. But at the same time, it's amazing artistic piece. And it fits perfectly. How old can she be? I don't know. She looks like... wait, she was like discharged like will be discharged third time, right? Let's assume that it's like one time a year. When when you get conscious when you are a child, that's like, I assume 5. Is she about like 10, 11, something like this? Maybe? Or 12? I would say from range of 10 to 12 or 13. I would give or take. Based on the picture and basically based on picture, because we didn't have like any kind of like different information. I assume like discharge once a year, so we don't spread the age too much, basically, so it fits like the shown appearance here. She answered. She turned to face me for the first time. Her hip length hair swaying. She pointed at the TV screen and looked at me. The ID bracelet on her wrist was white, her skin was white, just like the flowers on screen. And I swore I could see a tiny smile on that face that was looking at me for the first time. Oh, wait. Oh, it's chapter based. Oh, I didn't expect that. So, okay, how do hey, wait, what? How do I save? Wait, what the hell happened? Okay, somehow I broke something. So, I will end episode here. Yeah, I will end the episode here, and I will see you in the next one. I don't know how long this episode is. I don't think I will make it as the side dish, as I do sometimes with short novels. I will just put full episodes. I wanted to click and see if like this second chapter is something we already read, or this is like this Narcissu actually ended here, or that was like just the end of the chapter 1 and now we can select chapter 2. I cannot check this now, so I will figure it out later, because even if like it's been the end of Narcissu per se, that was an amazing story with very open ending. I'm very curious about Narcissu second, which is a sequel, right? If I'm correct, or maybe it's a prequel, I'm not sure, but yeah, heavy story. I liked what I've just read, and I hated this at the same time. But yeah, also this is not our protagonist, so this is Satsuki. I forgot her name, I'm sorry. But this is her. Okay, so in the next time I will see you in the chapter 2 of Narcissu, or in the Narcissu second. Whatever will happen. I have to like go through the whole game, I guess, to get to the point where we've been. I didn't know where to save. Anyway, thank you everyone for being with me. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what do you think about Narcissu so far. So click that like button if you liked the episode, subscribe, check my Discord, and become a member if you would like to support me and see this episode earlier. Thank you once again, and for Pocket Watch is going out.